Hello and welcome to the October 20th, 2025 episode of Nick's News. I am your host, Nick, brought to you by Some Budget Studios. That's right, there's a budget for this show. We're live every Sunday, and I thank you all so much for tuning in or catching the replay on the Nick's News YouTube page. This is a program dedicated to bringing good news to counter all of the bad news that we are bombarded with on a daily basis, with the hope of bringing a little bit of joy back to the world. Several of our articles are pulled from sites like goodnewsnetwork.org and goodgoodgood.co, but we appreciate everything sent in by you, the Nick's Newsies. Hello, everybody. Hello, Becky. And hello, producer Donna. I know it's odd. We're on a Monday. Last night, my internet was spotty at best and just outright gone at worst, so we didn't think we were going to be able to pull off a great broadcast, so we decided to switch it over to tonight. I know we're fighting Monday Night Football, but hopefully some folks will tune in or just catch the replays on the YouTube page. So, all right, for the news brew, we're pulling some high octane out of the fridge for this October. Perhaps we should call it Octaneber? Or maybe we're piggybacking off of our Barktober Flora and Fauna posts with tonight's brew. Pipeworks Brewing Company has a heckin' good boy in the form of barrel-aged Jones Dog. This is a 14.1% ABV high-octane bourbon barrel-aged Imperial milk stout and is brewed with cocoa nibs and vanilla beans. No barks about it. This should be a good one. Now, because it is a very, very, very strong stout, we have the Harpoon Snifter, which has featured on so many episodes in a row thus far. I'll blow the gain on the audio. We don't need the Balisong bottle opener for a can. And we'll get into the theatrics of a 5-minute pour. Oh, it's motor oil. Oh, that's coming out thick. You get into these high-gravity stouts, and they're either motor oil or they pour really weirdly thin. Every last drop. Oh, it's darkness. Oh. Dirty Rogue says more than 3 C's thick. And yes, Becky said, so dark like your mood over the weekend. More on that in a moment. Oh my lord, that is darkness. The head on it is just dark brown. Hey, Nico. Alright, shout-outs. Did you know I'm part of a podcast? That's right, check out DAINIME, the Daikaiju and Anime Podcast. T and friends discuss, review, and reflect on giant monsters and Japanese animation. If you love kaiju movies and anime, this is the podcast for you. You can check out all the links in the description for the DAINIME podcast, of which I am sometimes a host. So, to DAINIME, and to T, who puts it on. He puts on a fantastic show. Cheers. Dirty Rogue says, Ray was a shining beam of sunshine. Ray was my new character at a LARP. I will talk about that in a moment. Oh my god! Oh, the darkness. Oh, that beer is rich. Oh, that beer is strong. The beer is strong with me. All right. Hi, Charlie. It just so happens that Halloween falls on a Friday this year, so that means you can celebrate it with Fox Hen. Wear a costume and enjoy some fall-themed wines and cider. There will be a $30 gift certificate awarded at 7 p.m. to the adult with the best costume. Cousin's Maine Lobster food truck will be there from 4 to 7 p.m. There you go. You now have Halloween plans. Fox Hen is located between downtown Grand Haven and Allendale. To Fox Hen, having their own little Halloween get-together that you can be a part of. Cheers. Becky says she is going to dress up as her LARP character, Mistlin. That's very cool. Oh, my lord. Oh, that hits the spot. That's a good beer. A massive shout out to the over 7 million Americans that participated in the No Kings event on Saturday. We are so very proud of you for exercising your rights peacefully. In addition to the 7 million Americans, 2,700 more protests were held around the world to show support and lend their voices to the cry for change in the United States. To 7 million people exercising their rights in peaceful protest, and to everybody that joined across the world, cheers. Producer Donna says 8.1 million. Wow. To 8.1 people participating in peaceful protest. Cheers. Oh. Last but not least, Waypoint LARP hosted their final event of this season, and what a blast this year has been. My compliments to the players and the staff that cook up such an amazing game. I am looking forward to next year with all of you. That's right, this last weekend I was at Waypoint LARP for their final event. I got to play a new character for the first time in 5 years, and I had an absolute blast even though I was the moodiest, broodiest bitch of all time. It was a fantastic time for me, not so much for anybody that had to interact with me. So, to everybody that put up with me, to all of the staff, and to all of the players at the Waypoint LARP, cheers. Oh, this beer, folks. If you check out our Instagram on Thursdays, I post the news brew. I give everyone that has access to the Instagram or who's followed it a look at what's coming. And I also say where I get these beers from to give people a chance to drink them with me. These are wild. Becky says, "We will see you next time, maybe." I grabbed a marshmallow and looked at Becky and then left. I was not fun to be around. Dirty Rogue's character, Meebo, got along just fine with my character. I don't think they talked much. I think that was the secret. News quote. "What we have once enjoyed, we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us." That quote is from Helen Adams Keller, who lived from 1880 to 1968 and was an American author, disability rights advocate, political activist, and lecturer. And I really think right now, with everything going on, with things coming and going, sometimes you feel like you lose things, but in the grand scheme, we never really lose anything. What we have once enjoyed, we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us. To Helen Keller for that quote. Cheers. Bug update. Once again, the bugs did just fine without me over the weekend. It looks like the crickets that I tossed into all the tanks are decimated, gone to the last one, by the hunger of Elmira, Ripley, and Sue. I did have to pick up more dairy cow isopods for Ripley's home because I think Ripley picked a few of them off and I want to make sure things stay clean and they have a stable population. So I found one last container of dairy cow isopods and I put it in Ripley's tank. And now they are all doing spectacularly. The roaches are doing just fine too. They are all cuddled up together. Another great week in the Bugverse. Okay, with that, we can get into our broadcast. Our good news is broken up into 4 major categories, and those categories are science and technology, health and medicine, flora and fauna, aka plants and animals, and wholesome notes, the really nice articles that we like to end on. So we are going to start off in category 1, science and technology. And this first article we called, "This is How We Get Our Own Wally." I will copy and paste this into the chat if y'all want to read along. Hello, Nate! Shout out to Nate Sereska. And his amazing son. This new at-home appliance turns your plastic bags into recyclable blocks and later, park benches. This article was published to goodgoodgood.co on October 17th of 2025 by Cameron Baker. Oh, Nate's son is watching with him. That is so cool. Even the most eco-friendly among us struggle with recycling soft plastics. You know, the grocery bags, Ziplocs, bubble wraps, food wrappers, and cling wrap that you don't want to toss but are notoriously difficult to recycle. They are notoriously difficult to recycle. And there's a reason these materials are so ubiquitous. They're lightweight, flexible, and cheap to produce. This makes them a go-to material for packaging our everyday items. But they remain hard to recycle in traditional systems, slipping through sorting processes, clogging machinery, and simply being rejected by most recycling facilities. This challenge motivated a Texas engineer, Ivan Arbuzov, to create ClearDrop, a startup dedicated to transforming household waste. And they've just rolled out a breakthrough product, the Soft Plastic Compactor. It looks like a simple stainless steel trash can, but it takes only soft plastics, compacting them into easy-to-recycle blocks. Here's how it works. At home, you fill the SPC with everyday soft plastics, like grocery bags, wrappers, or mailers. Once the bin is full, the device uses heat and pressure to compress everything into a clean, dense block about the size of a shoebox, Arbuzov explained to Good. The plastic is compacted and then slightly heated, using its own packaging properties to bind it into a dense block that won't fall apart. Each block has a prepaid shipping label, so you just send it in the mail, and it goes directly to the verified recycling partner like Frankfurt Plastics Incorporated in Indiana. They're just making it so easy. Here, the materials are shredded and turned into reusable raw materials and are used to make things like park benches, decking, and waste containers. That's right, we're taking waste and turning it into waste containers. There's a certain irony to that. Nothing is landfilled or incinerated, not only for environmental reasons, but because there's real economic value in these compacted materials, Arbuzov said. And importantly, the entire cycle stays within the US. Arbuzov told Good the idea behind the device is pre-cycling, or the process of preparing recyclables to actually be received and processed accurately and effectively. It's the missing link between household waste and industry that makes sure what's collected truly gets processed instead of ending up in landfills, he said. The current US recycling system isn't built to handle soft, flexible plastics. They often jam sorting machines and slow down processing. By compacting them into dense blocks, ClearDrop's SPC turns this tricky waste into something easier for recycling facilities to manage. David Nix, a ClearDrop recycling expert and professor at the University of Pittsburgh, added in a statement. ClearDrop's team of engineers also thought about the collection of soft plastics, noting that it's hard to collect, store, and transport them throughout their end-of-life cycle. They're simply too light, fluffy, and varied in shape. At every stage, they can easily be lost or blown away by the wind. Transporting them is also an economic challenge. Without holding the material together, its density is simply too low. Arbuzov explained, "We realized that the film must be compacted." The SPC does just that, and as Nix added, the device also reduces the amount of air being shipped, which means fewer trips, lower emissions, and more efficient recycling by promoting a circular economy. Arbuzov said the SPC is the first product of its kind, adding that if just 1% of U.S. households adopted the new device, nearly 300,000 tons of soft plastic, or about 7.2 billion grocery bags, would be kept from landfills, oceans, and our food chain. Beyond numbers, pre-recycling changes how people think about waste, he said. It turns recycling from something distant and confusing into a daily act of awareness and a reminder that every wrapper, bag, and mailer can have a second life if we take the first step. Using the SPC at home is simply convenient, he added. While some dedicated people might already collect soft plastics to recycle at specialty facilities in a bag or eco-brick, a press release for ClearDrop claims the SPC compresses waste about 10 times more efficiently than collecting soft plastics in a bag, and can store roughly a month's worth of waste at a given time. Another perk is the scale and traceability, Arbuzov said. Each block made with ClearDrop is sent to verified recycling partners, where it's turned back into raw material, he said. Not stored, but returned to the production cycle. The device itself also runs quietly and efficiently, boasting a 3.3 kilowatt-hour per cycle rate, equivalent to roughly 52 cents in monthly electricity costs for an average household. The SPC requires a one-time investment of $200 and then a monthly $50 subscription fee. The $50 monthly plan includes installment payments for the device, recycling pickup, and a full 2-year warranty. Customers will receive 3 prepaid mailers every quarter, enough to recycle about 1 block a month, and can schedule pickups at any time. While it might be a bit of a hefty price tag for some, Arbuzov believes the cost of plastic pollution is already apparent. Apparently apparent. Soft plastics is like sand through fingers, Arbuzov said. The only way to catch it is to stop pretending it's someone else's job. And you can check out a video about the SCP in the article link. To ClearDrop and, where was his full name again? Texas engineer Ivan Arbuzov on creating a soft plastic compactor that's kind of like Wally. Cheers. Charlie said, Wally. And that's about all I will do so that Pixar doesn't knock down my front door. All right, we call this next one a literal light bulb moment. And I will copy and paste this into the chat if y'all want to read along. Solar-powered, light-up fishing nets are saving sea turtles. Reduces entanglement by 63%. This article was published to goodgoodgood.co on October 17th of 2025 by Cameron Baker. With sea turtles at risk of extinction and entanglement in fishing gear a primary threat, along with climate change and habitat loss, conservation efforts have been put in place to reduce their risk of entanglement. In areas like coastal North Carolina, where the Endangered Species Act has severely restricted commercial fishing, local fishermen took a major hit. It shut down the gill netting here, and there was a lot of people dependent on that, a fourth-generation commercial fisherman, Eddie Willis, told Arizona State University. It put a lot of people out of work. A lot of people. This, then, led to a larger culture of distrust between those trying to protect biodiversity and fishing communities. But researchers at Arizona State University's Senko lab are working to build back that trust. Jesse Senko, an assistant professor in the university's School of Ocean Futures, works with a team of researchers dedicated to making fishing gear less harmful to sea turtles, sharks, and other threatened species. They do this in partnership with local fishers. From the very beginning, we ask, how can we actually improve the way their fishing goes? Senko told ASU News. It's not just about saving sea turtles, it's about how we can improve their fishing operations and preserve their livelihoods. They recently had their light bulb moment. Literally. While studying in Mexico's Sea of Cortez, local fishermen Juan Pablo Cuevas Amador and Felipe Cuevas Amador suggested they try illuminating the fishing nets. It turns out they were onto something. Senko and his research team and the Amador brothers have recently published research indicating that illuminating nets with green LED lights could reduce the entanglement of turtles and other target species by 63%. Not only this, but the light-up features help fishers save time retrieving and disentangling nets without compromising their harvest. The results were pretty exciting, Senko said. It's a win-win in the sense that you're getting a light that lasts significantly longer, and it also seems to reduce bycatch just as effectively as lights that require replaceable batteries. Senko lab researchers used LED lights that run on solar power. At first, they were battery-operated, but the solar energy helped reduce waste and worked more reliably with less labor. As they continue their experiments, now off the Carolina coast, every day, graduate students on the research team sit on a kayak attaching the lights along each net in their area of study. The next day, they remove the lights. They do this to compare the numbers of animals caught in the nets on days with or without illumination. And they free any marine life entangled overnight. They also use this opportunity to capture sea turtles' behavior on a set of underwater cameras and data recorders. We have no clue what is going on, Senko said. Is the light simply illuminating the hazard? Is the light making the net less attractive? Video recordings will provide all sorts of new information on behaviors. Although their work was just published in the journal Conservation Letters, the researchers still have a lot of work to do. Senko said he is trying to optimize the design, making the gear inexpensive to manufacture and affordable for small boat fleets. He estimates that the nets will be available. I had a little bit of a flub there. He estimates that the nets will be available to purchase within 2 or 3 years, and research on their effectiveness could encourage conservation organizations or government agencies to provide grants and subsidies to fishers angling to buy them. And from the looks of it, fishing communities are taking the bait. The Amador brothers in Mexico were thrilled with the results. They took us into account and gave us the freedom to give our opinions and make modifications, said Juan Pablo Cuevas Amador. Senko said fisher-led ideas are where the real magic happens. That's the meaningful innovation. Because their ideas went into it, they're more likely to want to use it and to share that information with their friends and their community and with neighboring communities, he said. After the experiments were completed, the brothers even asked Senko if they could keep the lighted nets. When I heard that, I knew we were onto something, Senko said. And they've been fishing with these lights ever since. As far as we know, they are the only fishers on the planet fishing with solar-powered lighted nets. Soon, he hopes it'll be more. A 63% reduction in sea turtle bycatch is a magnificent starting point. However, there's no reason why that can't be improved, right? Senko said. My goal is, how do we get that 63% reduction to a 95% reduction? That is really cool. To everybody involved in saving turtles and other bycatch by just throwing some solar-powered LED lights on fishing nets and trying to help out fishing communities in doing so. Cheers. Charlie says, it buffered right when I flubbed? Really? It buffered? I don't think it's ever had to buffer in a while. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. He's so in tune with the channel, they both buffered. Oh, producer Donna says, you caught me, Charlie. I've replaced him with a robot. Beep, boop. I am a large good news model. I can do the news. Beep, boop. Nate says, nothing better when someone doesn't just point out a problem, but comes with the solution. Fantastic mentality, an example of finding middle ground. Protect environment and livelihood. Genius. I agree, Nate. All right. That is going to take us out of science and technology. We are going to go to category 2. Health and medicine. And this first article we called Breaking Down Transplant Barriers. I will copy and paste this to the chat if y'all want to read along. Dirty Rogue says, the Knicks News LMD. No. Charlie says, I will defeat him with soup. Breakthrough. Scientists create universal kidney to match any blood type. This was published to Science Alert on October 16th of 2025 by David Neild. After a decade of work, researchers are closer than ever to a key breakthrough in kidney organ transplants, being able to transfer kidneys from donors with different blood types than the recipients, which could significantly speed up waiting times and save lives. A team from institutions across Canada and China has managed to create a universal kidney which can, in theory, be accepted by any patient. Their test organ survived and functioned for several days in the body of a brain-dead recipient whose family did consent to the research. This is the first time we've seen this play out in a human model, says biochemist Stephen Withers from the University of British Columbia in Canada. It gives us invaluable insight into how to improve long-term outcomes. Becky said this is very... I was about to say, and I saw Becky's post. Becky said this is very interesting. This is straight up bonkers medical science. This is so cool. And such good news for anybody on a kidney transplant list. As it stands today, people with type O blood who need a kidney usually have to wait for a type O kidney to become available for a donor, or from a donor. That accounts for more than half the people on wait lists. But because type O kidneys can function in people with other blood types, they're in short supply. While it is currently possible to transplant kidneys of different blood types by training the recipient's body not to reject the organ, the existing process is far from perfect and not particularly practical. It's time-consuming, expensive, and risky, and it also requires living donors to work as the recipient needs time to be prepped. Here, the researchers effectively converted a type A kidney into a type O kidney, using special previously identified enzymes that strip away the sugar molecules or antigens that act as markers of type A blood. So, a little bit about most of the cells in your body, darn near all the cells in your body, they're all coded, utilizing antigens. Blood especially, how we come up with A, B, O, is the antigens that are attached to your cells and your blood cells. So what they've done here is they've taken a type A and they took off everything that made it a type A blood cell, or a type A cell. They've turned it into type O, which is the universal donor. Which is insane. Like, next level medical stuff going on right here. Nate says, this is the best one yet. Charlie says, I'm getting repo vibes, but in a good way. Holy hell, if this is successful, I'm curious to see what they will try next. I would hope that they'd move on to a liver, or a pancreas, or any other material that requires that specific blood type. Nate said leukemia bone marrow transplant could be applicable. Yes. When you get into the science of compatibility, you start breaking down some wild barriers, and we start being able to treat so many more people in a timely manner. This is nuts. The researchers compare the enzymes to scissors, working on the molecular scale by snipping off parts of the A antigen chains. They can be turned into the ABO antigen-free status that characterizes type O blood. It's like removing the red paint from a car and uncovering the neutral primer, says Withers. Once that's done, the immune system no longer sees the organ as foreign. There remains plenty of challenges ahead before trials in living humans can be considered. The transplanted kidney did start to show signs of type A blood again by the third day, which led to an immune response. But the response was less severe than would usually be expected, and there were signs that the body was trying to tolerate the kidney. The statistics surrounding this issue are pretty stark. At the moment, 11 people die waiting for a kidney transplant each day in the US alone, and the majority of those are waiting for type O kidneys. It's a problem that scientists are tackling from multiple angles, including making use of pig kidneys and developing new antibodies. Broadening the number of compatible kidneys these people can have promises to make a significant difference. This is what it looks like when years of basic science finally connect to patient care, says Withers. Seeing our discoveries edge closer to real-world impact is what keeps us pushing forward. Their research has been published in Nature Biomedical Engineering. I am going to check that article out. I'm going to check that paper out. That sounds wild. Now, yes, it did start to regain its antigens. It's going to take some time to get this thing to stay like a type O organ, but we're on the right track. To biochemist Stephen Withers and everybody at the University of British Columbia in Canada and everybody associated with this research, cheers. We called this next one solar-powered purification. I will copy and paste this into the chat if y'all want to read along. I am also just realizing that 9/10 of our articles tonight are from goodgoodgood.co. This one isn't, but most of the rest are. Actually, all the rest are. I can see the little symbol. New sunlight-powered film kills 99.995% bacteria to provide safe drinking water. It offers a simple, affordable, and robust solution to the global safe water drinking crisis. This article was published on October 7th of 2025 in Interesting Engineering by Rigakshi Dixit. Rigakshi Dixit, if you watch my show, or our show, and I got your name wrong, please tell me how to pronounce it properly, so when I do interesting engineering articles in the future that you have written, I get it right. Researchers at Sun Yat-sen University, China, have developed a new water purification film. This self-floating photocatalytic film, I was almost gonna say photovoltaic, but it is not. It is photocatalytic film, uses low levels of sunlight to purify highly contaminated water and eliminate bacteria. It offers a simple, affordable, and robust solution to the global safe drinking water crisis. As per the study paper, this water disinfection film has been particularly designed for resource-limited and disaster-affected regions. With low energy demand, high robustness, and operational simplicity, this photocatalytic film is particularly suitable for resource-limited regions and is promising for real-world applications in global water safety, the researchers noted in the study paper. The film's exceptional performance comes from a specially engineered material, a conjugated polymer photocatalyst known as CZAQ. When exposed to water and sunlight, CZAQ generates powerful cleaning agents called oxygen-centered organic radicals, or OCORs. These OCORs are designed to last much longer than normal cleaning radicals. This long life allows it to not only kill bacteria, but also break down pollutants and prevent new bacteria from growing for at least 5 days. As per the study, the film can be reused over 50 times without losing stability. The oxygen-centered organic radicals can avoid attacking the catalyst, conferring excellent film stability, reusable greater than 50, or equal to 50 times, thereby ensuring cost-effectiveness and sustainability, the study explained. Researchers demonstrated the film's high efficiency in laboratory tests against bacteria like E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus. It achieved greater than 4.3 log bacterial inactivation, which means it eliminated over 99.995% of bacteria in a large sample of 10 liters of highly contaminated water. The study stated that the film achieves greater than 4.3 log bacterial inactivation in 10 liters of highly contaminated water within 40 minutes under low natural sunlight intensity, where conventional photocatalysts are nearly ineffective. This novel ultra-thin film successfully overcomes the stability issues of conventional systems, thanks to the photocatalyst CZAQ. This new technique is also much more viable than previous small-scale methods. For instance, chlorination can create toxic chemical byproducts, and UV treatments demand high-energy input. Have you ever been in a swimming pool and you drank some of the water? You don't want to be drinking that constantly. So this is a better option. On the other hand, the effectiveness of previous photocatalytic systems has been limited by their reliance on reactive oxygen species, or ROS. Reportedly, these cleaning agents are highly unstable, surviving for only nanoseconds to microseconds, and are quickly neutralized by other environmental side reactions before they can destroy microbes. Moreover, this film functions even in low-light conditions compared to conventional photocatalysts that fail under low sunlight or cloudy skies. That's right, you can have an overcast day and still pull off clean water. The tech is a simple, portable, affordable solution providing microbially safe water. Reportedly, it could provide safe drinking water for 4 to 5 adults daily. The lack of reliable access to safe drinking water is a major global crisis. The scarcity results in waterborne diseases that are responsible for up to 3.4 million deaths every year, a toll that heavily impacts young children. Particularly, the problem is acute in remote and low-income regions, which lack continuous electricity and supporting infrastructure needed for large centralized water treatment facilities. This scalable technology promises to be a dependable, long-term resource that converts contaminated sources into potable water. The findings were published in the journal Nature Water. To everybody at the Sun Yat-sen University for creating a photocatalytic film that can destroy 99.995% of bacteria and provide safe drinking water even in low sunlight conditions. Cheers. Nate says, I've got to be honest, tonight's topics are seriously awesome. Always good, but this was hit after hit. Great job, Donna and Nick, on the research. These are game changers. Nerding out. Nate, thank you very much. All of the praise for these articles go to Donna. They go to producer Donna and the Nick Snoozies. Honestly, like all the praise. Hey, Tim. All right. That's going to get us out of health and medicine. We're going to move on to category 3, flora and fauna, aka plants and animals. And we've only got one article in this section tonight, and we called this one Pawing on the Ritz. I will copy and paste this into the chat if y'all want to read along. Ooh, come on. There we go. And yes, the last 3 articles of the night here are all from goodgoodgood.co. I'll still go through the rigmarole. Oscar de la Renta's newest collab is just for dogs, and every cent goes to pets in need. This was published to goodgoodgood.co on October 16th of 2025 by Cameron Baker. Did Cameron Baker do all of these? Yes. Oh, no. The last one is Megan Cook. Cameron Baker did most of them. All right. So, just a disclaimer. I will read the disclaimer as well since I am covering the article. This article may contain affiliate links. If you buy something after clicking a link, Good may earn a commission to support its work sharing meaningful good news, at no extra cost to you. Their reporting is free from bias and not influenced by brands. Thank you for your trust and support. I would definitely buy something that supports good.co, what with how many articles we pull from them on a weekly basis. The newest collection... Did I post it? Yeah, I did. The newest collection released by luxury fashion house Oscar de la Renta is for the most spoiled dogs among us and those that are still in need of a home. Launched in collaboration with Isabel Klee, the social media acclaimed face of Simon Sits, a platform sharing sweet, behind-the-scenes stories of foster dogs, Oscar de la Renta is now selling statement bows that are both runway and walk-ready. Oh, selling statement bows that are both runway and walk-ready. Each bow, which comes in a variety of bold colors, color swatches, and florals, retails at $200 and is available in small, medium, and large sizes. The price tag may seem steep, but 100% of all profits will go to Muddy Paws Rescue, Klee's favorite shelter and animal rescue organization in New York City. Muddy Paws operates a network of over 2,000 foster homes that save more than 1,000 animals' lives every year, including 9,000 dogs since its founding in 2016. This is a true pinch me New York moment, Klee wrote about the drop on Instagram. I am forever grateful. Oscar de la Renta said the capsule collection was released to coincide with Adopt a Dog Month, and the photo shoot for the items features former foster dogs in their Sunday best. In fact, it was one of Klee's former fosters who inspired the whole thing. Itzy, a 2-year-old pit bull mix, was in Klee's care when she was invited to be a guest on the Today Show. The creator posted online asking her followers what she should wear, and the Oscar de la Renta team invited her to a private, dog-friendly shopping experience at one of their showrooms. It all started a few months ago, how most of these things happen. During a fashion emergency, Klee joked in an Instagram reel. It turns out the entire Oscar team is rescue dog obsessed. During Klee's fashion spree, the team debuted some cotier dog bows, especially for Itzy. I don't know if I pronounced that word correctly. It's French. There were so many comments from people saying that they would love their own bow for their dogs to wear. So that's exactly what they did, Klee said in a subsequent reel. And now they are available for any dog deserving a little style, so all of them. Klee reiterated that 100% of the proceeds of these bows would be donated to Muddy Paws Rescue. That means every single dollar will go back to the animals, she said. It's unclear how much the brand expects to raise, but at a luxury price tag, these bows are sure to make a major difference for animals in need. By shopping this special collection, you join Oscar de la Renta's commitment to celebrating the joy of canine companionship, while supporting the work of an organization making a proud difference, a press release from the design house said. And Becky says it's couture. Couture. Thank you, Becky. And in an Instagram comment, Muddy Paws Rescue itself expressed its gratitude for the collection. Rescue has never looked so beautiful. There is a link to the Oscar de la Renta x Simon Sits collaboration in the article. That name might be Simone. So, to Isabel Klee and Oscar de la Renta, and especially to Muddy Paws Rescues, selling bows, and the profits all going to support shelters across the country. Cheers. So it was a pretty low flora and fauna count for this episode, because we're going to go right into category 4, the wholesome notes, and we've got 2 articles to end the night on. This first one we called Build Legos, Deconstruct Anxiety. I will copy and paste this into the chat if y'all want to read along. Dang it. There we go. This one really is adorable. It could be the beer. Or it could be just how cool this is, because I absolutely love I am an engineer. I absolutely love Legos. Lego donates MRI scanner toys to children in hospitals. New research finds they really reduce anxiety. This was published at goodgoodgood.co on October 14th of 2025 by Cameron Baker. The whir of an otherworldly machine, coupled with the claustrophobic requirement of staying completely still while a doctor peeks at your organs, isn't exactly a recipe for comfort, no matter the age of someone undergoing an MRI. That's why Eric Eulerland Stayer, an employee at Lego, decided to design a Lego MRI scanner set. He hoped to alleviate anxiety for pediatric patients who are anxious about getting their scans. In 2022, the company rolled out the special Lego kits and donated them to radiology departments around the world. Since then, over 1 million children have used the toys, which feature a scanner, patient bed, waiting room, procedure room, staff minifigures, and medical accessories. New research conducted by the Lego Group found that 96% of healthcare professionals who used the Lego MRI scanner set say the model helped alleviate children's anxiety, and 46% reported that it has reduced the need for sedation or anesthesia during MRI procedures. Usually when we walk in with the Lego MRI scanner set, the faces on the kids light up. Tracy Aoki-Tan, a child life specialist at Kaiser Permanente Roseville Medical Center, said in a testimonial. They can't wait to touch and play with it. The entire mood in the room gets brighter as soon as we walk in. Even anxious parents, you can see their shoulders drop. Over the past couple of years, the company has given 10,000 units of the custom toys to hospitals globally, designed to approach children with a more playful energy as they prepare for a scan. The research also showed that 95% of healthcare professionals said the set improved the family's hospital experience, while 94% said it was fun and engaging for children. And producer Donna just wanted me to toss in, these were all given to the hospitals for free. That is 10,000 sets of these Lego kits that are quite detailed, showing an MRI in process. 10,000 of them provided to hospitals for free. We have had a ton of really great Lego news. And I think we just keep upping the bar with these. This is so heartfelt and so amazing that a company of their size, because you think when companies get so massive, there's stigma and there's bias and there's thoughts about things like that. But Lego constantly, time and again, shows a dedication not just to the environment, as we've shown on previous episodes, but to people, but to their consumers. And now since 2022, to just kids getting an MRI scan. I can't fathom the depth of care that the Lego company has for people. Charlie says that is absolutely amazing. Nico says, love hearing good things about the Lego company. It's one of my few non-guild-ridden purchases in a capitalist society. They seem to be so great. I agree. One such example is 14-year-old Sam, a teen who was diagnosed with brain and spine cancer at Boston Children's Hospital. Here, he underwent a year of surgeries, chemotherapy, radiation, and MRI scans. While the Lego set was not available for his first scan, he has since built it a number of times with a child play specialist at the hospital. When he was at one of his lowest moments in the hospital, Laura, an amazing child play specialist, invited him to help build the hospital unit's first Lego MRI scanner model, Sam's mom, Christina, said in a statement. Sam had already had countless MRI scans by then, but he liked the thought of being able to help other children who would go on to use it. I watched his confidence grow with this sense of purpose as he plugged away building. Sam, who is now 1 year cancer-free, said building the Lego model helped him focus on something other than his condition, and even planted the seed for a deeper love of Lego, building even more sets during his time in the hospital. I found my first few MRI scans quite scary. I didn't like the noise, and it felt claustrophobic, he said in a statement. Playing with something like this before my scan would definitely have helped me understand more about what was going to happen. It's cool to think that so many children have been helped by the MRI model I built. I'm tearing up a little bit. The reason the Lego MRI scanner set works is likely because it taps into an element of play therapy and provides a visual understanding of the medical procedure a patient is about to encounter. The Lego MRI machine is especially unique because it immediately feels familiar to patients. They recognize Lego bricks from home and associate them with fun and play. When they see a large medical machine represented through something they enjoy, a layer of anxiety is instantly reduced, Alyssa Sachs and Lauren Bogler, 2 child life specialists at Boston Children's Hospital, said. This sense of comfort makes children more eager to learn, ask questions, and engage with the preparation process, they continued. As a result, it allows us as professionals to clear up misconceptions, provide accurate information, and ultimately help patients feel more confident and better able to cope with their healthcare experience. The toy also provides a narrative experience for children, allowing them to feel in control of their story and experience, embodying the minifigures in the set. Play is so powerful for real for children, Sam's mom, Christina, added. For them, that little Lego minifigure in the MRI model is their buddy. That's a friend that's also going through the same thing they are going through. I would love to see this set in every hospital. The Lego MRI sets are not available for purchase and are only created through the Lego Group's social responsibility arm. They are donated through nonprofit partners, including Fairy Bricks, Starlight Children's Foundation, and the United Way. Our MRI scanner set shows how a simple act of play can have a big impact. We know scans can be unfamiliar and even scary for children. By giving children the opportunity to explore, ask questions, and play their way through a medical procedure, we're helping them feel safer and more in control, Diana Ringe Crow, Vice President and Head of Social Responsibility at Lego Group, said in a statement. It is amazing to see how this set is reducing the number of children who need to be put to sleep for their scans and improving the whole family's experience and well-being at what can be a difficult and stressful time. To everybody at the Lego Company, for creating a Lego MRI scanner set specifically to reduce anxiety and introduce play therapy to children who are about to undergo the procedure. Cheers. Becky said, I'm gonna choke up. I choked up a little bit at that. Becky says, this reminds me when my son was at the children's hospital getting his heart surgery, and he got so many toys, but the best one was a doll the doctor drew on. Becky, that's awesome. Nate says, I am very grateful for you both, Nick and Donna. I genuinely look forward to these and know it's way more work than we see. Chat, please remember to do your likes and let this gem grow. Well done. Thank you very much, Nate. Thank you, Becky. Thank you both. All right. we're going to get into our final article of tonight. We called this one Scary Spooky Skeletons Wage War on Cancer. I will copy and paste this into the chat if y'all want to read along. And y'all already know I hate cancer. So when producer Donna sent me this one, it was going in. Nearly 600 homes across the country are competing to put on the best Halloween displays. The money goes to cancer research. This was published to goodgoodgood.co on October 17th of 2025 by Megan Cook. Jeff Robertson is the first to admit that he went a little overboard when it came to decorating his house for Halloween in October of 2020. His extravagant display, which included an entire skeleton army, attracted the attention of a local news station in Holly Springs, North Carolina. Suddenly, people were driving in from across the street to see Robertson's yard in person. That night, we had a family huddle and said, "This is kind of cool that we're on the news, but you know, let's kind of take the spotlight off of us," Robertson told St. Jude Inspire. Like, how can we use this for good? We all agreed that we should start a fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. What? Who does that? This family. That's how Robertson started Skeletons for St. Jude, a campaign that encourages families across the United States to decorate their homes and raise awareness for children's cancer research. Robertson said the cause is truly a team effort. Mark Kozik contacted me out of the blue in 2022 and offered to help build, design, and manage a website for our nationwide effort at no cost to me or anyone else, Robertson said. Without Mark, we wouldn't be able to do what we are doing on this scale. Charlie says, "There's no such thing. I don't understand those words together. Overboard on Halloween." Through the website, Robertson offers resources for families to get started, including a QR code for donations and a press release for households to share with local media outlets. Every household that signs up is added as an attraction on Fright Maps. In the last 5 years, the cause has grown steadily from 400 homes in 2021 to 681 homes in 2024. According to the Houston Chronicle, Robertson stated that roughly 600 homes are involved this year, and he expects that number to increase to 1,000 by October 31st. "It shows me that there's a lot of good in this country," Robertson told the Houston Chronicle. "And what I really enjoy about this time of the year is social media gets a bad name a lot of times, especially with politics and whatnot. But what happens in September and October of every year is that I have this cross-section of the nation that's part of our team." Kate and Nick Block of Houston, Texas, joined the cause 3 Halloweens ago. Every year, they try to outdo themselves in an effort to bring in more foot traffic. "Last year, for the first time ever, I actually ran out of candy," Kate Block said, as she showed off her latest collection of skeletons, tombstones, and caskets. Massachusetts resident Terrence Leahy hopes to outdo herself this year, too. In 2024, she raised $500 for St. Jude, and she wants to go bigger this Halloween. "We have a lot of neighbors that look forward to it," Leah told WWLP, "so it's nice to bring a smile once in a while." The nationwide effort, which has grown to over 1,000 families in the last 5 years, has raised $977,792 since the fundraiser began in 2020. They have almost raised $1 million for St. Jude's cancer research. Robertson said that the 2025 is the year he hopes to break the $1 million mark. "What started out as me having fun with a bunch of skeletons on Halloween unexpectedly turned into something much more meaningful," Robertson said. "I am so proud of what our team has accomplished." To join Jeff and hundreds of others in the cause, you can visit the Skeletons for St. Jude website. Producer Donna included the links if anyone wants to join. It is open nationwide. To Jeff Robertson and his family, and to all of the families that take part in the Skeletons for St. Jude event and raising money for cancer awareness through St. Jude Children's Hospital. Cheers. Becky says, I always wanted to decorate my yard for Halloween. Maybe I can. Becky says, you should see how big my dad goes out. Halloween 24/7, 365. Becky, I'd recommend your dad click that link and sign up. And any proceeds are going to children's cancer research. That is so wild. Oh, I really choked up a little bit on this one. All right, that is going to do it for tonight. 7 incredible articles, basically just banger after banger. Really good ones. Thank you all again for tuning in or catching the replay on the Nick's News YouTube page. Again, we're usually live every Sunday, and our next episode will be on October 26, 2025. And I will tell you right now, it's going to be a special one. Because it's going to be the pumpkin beer episode. That's right. Once a year, I drink pumpkin beer. I don't like pumpkin beer. Check out our Instagram on Thursday to see what the pumpkin beer is and see if you want to get your hands on one so you can drink it with me and revel in my misery. We encourage participation, so if you feel inclined, you can message us or post suggestions for news brews, shoutouts, news quotes, and especially good news articles that we can present on future episodes. If you send us a bunch of articles, we also appreciate it if you spread it out across our 4 major categories, which again are science and technology, health and medicine, flora and fauna, aka plants and animals, and the wholesome notes we like to end on, like Lego bricks, helping kids with MRIs, and putting out the most amazing displays of Halloween joy to raise money for her kids' cancer research. You can message us on Facebook or Instagram or email us at somebudgetstudios@gmail.com. Links are in the description of this video. Feel free to like, subscribe, or comment on our Facebook and Instagram content and YouTube and TikTok videos to get good news and joy out into the algorithms. Please, no SEO improvement advertisements. We're not interested right now. Thanks to all of you, Facebook crossed the 300 followers mark. Again, we do minimal advertising. A lot of what happens is word of mouth, and y'all have pushed us past the 300 follower mark on Facebook, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much. All of you continue to drive Nick's News up and up. We've seen continuous growth in everything, be it YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. We are continuing to rise in numbers, and I thank you all so much for that. It is all because of you. It is all because of all of you. Dirty Rogue says we might need a watch party for next week as I suffer through a pumpkin beer. Thanks. Charlie can't wait for screenshots of cringe face. Charlie also says, I need to make sure you send you home with dessert to get the taste out of your mouth. It's going to be bad. It's going to be so bad. Yeah, that would be an awesome one. I think we're up to like 114 subscribers on YouTube. If we could hit 150 by the end of the year, like that would be so cool. If we could just hit 150 YouTube subscribers by the end of the year, dang, that'd be something. All right. As always, thank you again. I love you all. Have a great night, and I will play us out.